am hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, 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 hustling.
Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today, we got ourselves a banger daily market news analysis. Make sure you guys hit that bell icon and subscribe. We go live every single day with the news and analysis, and we got a good one for you today. Without any further ado, let's bring the action. And by the way, we don't just go live when it's 104 like it is right now. We were here at 74. We weren't here just at 109. We were here at 22. We weren't here just when we're at 118. We were here at 15.5. Okay, you hear me? Remember who was here for you at the bottom. So let's get into it. Top story, of course, the big news is Ripple. The SEC case is done officially. The SEC files settlement letter in the SEC versus Ripple case, and it is official as a whistle. It is over. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the charts, the TA, all that later, and then we're going to get into your guys' questions. But this is a massive step in the right direction. Missouri set to become the first U.S. state to exempt capital gains taxes on stock, crypto, and real estate. I don't know where my picture went, but it is gone. But that's okay. You know, Missouri. Misery. Arizona governor officially signs law to establish a Bitcoin reserve fund. Again, this is big. This is big, guys. This is dominoes falling in the right direction. And this is what we're seeing, right? 104 today. It's boring until it's not. It's slow, grueling, and then all at once. Okay, I've said it 1,000 times, and I'm saying it 1,001 times. That's how the market moves. Okay, China announced massive rate cuts and $138 billion liquidity injected into the market. China is printing money. The UK is printing money. Canada is printing money. Everywhere is printing money. The United States is going to be next. Most likely going to be July, but we will see. Okay. Coinbase to acquire options platform Debrit for $2.9 billion, expanding its offerings in the crypto derivatives market. This is a big deal. The Bank of England cuts interest rates. Again, all the other countries are already printing money like crazy. So, Bank of England already cutting interest rates. This is a big deal as well. China begins trade negotiations with the United States. And again, we thought that China was going to be the last of the table. Everyone thought that the tariffs were going to be a terrible thing. It seems to be a net positive for perhaps the entire world. We'll see how that actually plays out. But I anticipate something to get done in the very, very near future with that. And then also the big announcement was the deal with the UK is already done as well. So that all the details came out on that. Again, everyone assumed it was going to be bad, but apparently not. This was a massive, okay? Cannot be overstated how big of a deal. The OCC clarifies that the regulatory banks that have clarity now have the ability to buy, sell, and store cryptocurrency. This is a big step in the right direction for not only crypto, but the institutions as well. Okay? And we've talked about this. Like, there's going to be a blended system of decentralized and centralized. I think it's very important for you to know how to operate crypto in the decentralized manner, in the DeFi way. But the more that the institutions get involved and bring the bridge together, the better that it's going to be for everybody. For everybody. Okay? Pectra just went live on Ethereum mainnet, and we're seeing Ethereum just rip. It's clearly broken the downtrend and is clearly working on the sign of strength. We're going to talk about that later on in this video. We're going to look at the charts and the TA on everything. But that is a big deal. And speaking of charts and TA, let's bring the action. Okay, let's start off with Bitcoin. Currently sitting at $103,000. Okay? Boring, boring, boring until it's not. How many videos have I talked about? It's grueling. It's grueling. And then all at once. Okay? So we still got some work to do. This is going to be a little bit of resistance. I would anticipate pullbacks, certainly, definitely. There was a lot of liquidity up here that got grabbed. We're a little overheated, but not crazy. But in my opinion, we talked about this. When you break a downtrend and you're in an uptrend, trend is your friend. We are clearly in an uptrend at this point. We've made multiple higher highs. We've made multiple higher lows. Any dips, let me say it again because I don't think you heard me. Any dips that we have from now until we break this trend are for buying, in my opinion. I'm only looking for long opportunities. I've been longing. I long ETH at 1788, and I'm still in that position right now. Okay, but I've talked about it. The next bigger target for Bitcoin is going to be 118,000, and don't look now. Don't look now. Not so fast, Mojo Jojo. Don't look now. But Bitcoin dominance has made a lower low. Okay, we talked clearly. Video evidence documented April 7th, 2025. I said the bottom's in, boys, at 74.4. Go look at the video. I will repost it for funsies. Everyone's like, what have you done for me lately, Ski? You called 8 of 9 bottoms on the day, but what have you done for me lately? Ski's washed. He lost it. Okay, well, this is why. Accumulation, clear and concise accumulation. That is why I thought that the bottom was in, and we'll show it right here. That is what Bitcoin was doing. April 7th, 2025, video evidence documented. I said the bottom is in, boys. We're not going lower. The next move is, I said the sign of strength would take us to 95 to 100K. We would chop a little bit there before starting phase E. That is exactly what we did. Exactly. I could not have scripted it, marked it any better for you. Okay, we went exactly to 95 to 100K. We chopped there for a little bit, and now we are starting what appears to be Mark E. Now we got to get a little bit above this. We got to get above this, okay? But the next macro move is 118. We are certainly going to have dips. We're certainly going to have pullbacks along the way. Definitely, not probably, not plausibly, definitely. We will have pullbacks along the way. But these are opportunities between now and then, in my opinion. But the big thing, though, this is accumulation, the bottoming structure, right? Selling climax, secondary test goes lower than the selling climax. Spring textbook goes lower than the selling climax, than the secondary test in phase B. That is textbook bottoming structure, right? That is what we got. Textbook, selling climax, secondary test in phase B goes lower, spring goes lower, then you get your sign of strength, which goes higher than all of this up here. That is exactly what we got verbatim, right? Okay. The opposite of accumulation is distribution, which is a topping structure. And we've been talking about it until I'm nauseum, blue in the face, orange in the face, that Bitcoin dominance is working on the macro distribution. Buying climax, up thrust goes textbook higher than the buying climax. UTAD goes textbook higher than the up thrust. And what we need to see is a lower low. And then we're going to start to see lower highs and lower lows. That is what we have been waiting for. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me just show you textbook real quick one time for the one time. Buying climax, up thrust, textbook goes higher. UTAD textbook goes higher. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have gotten a lower low. So what I want to see for confirmation of this, because if you don't know, Bitcoin dominance, that measures the percentage of the entire market that's invested into Bitcoin. In order to get a real deal alt season rally, we need this to go down. And in my opinion, the UTAD is the last phase of the up. The highest it goes, the worst of it. So what I anticipate is a back test, lower, high, and then make lower lows. It will be suddenly, gradually, and then all at once. Obviously, Ethereum, definitely marking this off, in my opinion. And I've been talking about this until I'm blue in the face. I said Ethereum is just a beat or two behind Bitcoin. Okay? On the top, we have Ethereum. This is your markdown downtrend, accumulation, selling climax in your spring, right? Everyone can see it. We'll show it a little bit clearer. And then on the bottom is Bitcoin. It's the same structure. I've been talking about this, that Ethereum is just a beat or two behind Bitcoin. And I said we were at this same downtrend. You break out of the downtrend, you chop right here in this same little zone. This is the same zone, and then boom, you break out of it. And I said Ethereum catching up to the structural move of where Bitcoin is at is 3,300. Right now, Ethereum is somewhere right in here, in my opinion. It's at the 382. We can see it clearly at the 382. It's just right here. To catch up, it's going to get to about 3,300. That will be the same structural move before it starts again the phase E, which would take you to about 7,000 if we're going to go parabolic. We'll see if that happens or not, but I'm very encouraged by Ethereum, and that seems to be confirmed my theory to be true, that it's just a beat or two behind Bitcoin. And if that is the case, it's going to give us a clear playbook as to what Ethereum is going to do from here. Also, very encouraged by Ethereum dominance, which measures the percentage of the market that is invested into Ethereum. This was at a 5-year low, and we said that we said this at 1,700 when we went back there, that Ethereum has bottom, and here is why. And we look to have broken this downtrend finally, which is a very, very, very good thing. And then XRP just still waddling along. It's a little bit behind. We had the huge fundamental news. The chart has not reflected it just yet. My prediction, I have two confluences. To me right now, XRP is neither a buy nor a sell. It's just a hold because it's in a weird value zone that I don't think that there's a lot of value in it personally, because my average price is 20 or 30 cents. If we break this high, if we make a new high here, $2.36, this to me is confirmation that we have broken free from this, and then I will just be selling at $5, $8, and $12. If we do not, we're going to continue to follow this fractal. I am interested in adding to my position on XRP at $1.33 and $1 if the opportunity presents itself. I don't think it will. I think we are breaking free of this, especially with Bitcoin starting what looks to be phase E. And with that, let's get into your guys' questions, comments, and concerns. Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam the like button.